Yo, Corey, what's up, man? Hey!
Dude, what the heck? Are you crazy?
Yo, man!
That's not even 6 feet! Get up! Dude, what the heck?
No, I was just trying to hello!
Sit down, 6 feet. Jesus.
Dude, the quarantine's over.
What?
The quarantine is over.
The quarantine's over?
Yeah.
So I don't need the...
Yeah, you're good.
My phone, I don't know where my phone went.
Where did it go?
I have no...
It's underneath the couch.
I'm Tom Cherones.
And I'm Corey Guida.
And welcome back to the Thought of This podcast.
Thought of This, woo!
We're back.
Fireworks, look, editing fireworks.
Yeah, Josh. Josh, can you put in like 3 fireworks for each finger? I'm holding up real quick. Oh my god. Okay, welcome back.
It's episode 15. That's 5 times 3.
Alright.
Okay, so we're gonna record 2 episodes today. This first episode is going to be mainly quarantine and me. So how quarantine affected me. So we're gonna have 2 episodes back to back. Each of them will be separate because we have very different experiences over quarantine.
Sure.
Our personalities are a lot different. So what we did over quarantine is very, very different between each other.
Yeah.
So this one's primarily going to be talking, or me talking, and then primarily Thomas talking in the next one. I have a lot of thoughts on quarantine, so I think we should just kind of jump into it. If you're alright with that.
Hold on. I want to talk about how angry everyone was when it first happened, or
yeah.
I was. Oh my god.
No, yeah, I was very angry because everything was just getting canceled and like, you know.
You were like, what the fuck? And then people were dying, and you're like, oh, of course.
Oh wait, actually, there is repercussions. There's a reason why we cancel things. Like, we don't want people to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the whole COVID thing is it's such a like different thing. Like, nothing's really happened like this before in our lifetimes for sure. Yeah. So it's just interesting to like live through it and like experience it. And overall, like for me at least, I've looked back on what I've done so far during quarantine as a positive experience, even though originally it was negative. But yeah, I'm just gonna go across a couple of things that I've been thinking about over quarantine. I have a pretty long list.
I see that.
But yeah, I think the first thing that I need to mention is the set looks different, and like it wouldn't look different if I didn't have quarantine. Over quarantine, I decided to paint my walls. Like every wall is painted and like looks a lot different, and like there's a cool create sign over there and a character wall behind Joshua, and this the black lines I painted in between over quarantine. Mm-hmm. Just having that allotted time, just where I sit down and like want to do something creative, none of this would have happened if I didn't have that time. And like that hobby of art, like the passion of art has always been a thing, but I've also picked up a couple of new hobbies over quarantine. I've been reading a lot more. Well, I mean, I guess technically it is a lot more because before I was not reading. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I've been reading, and that's been really helpful.
What have you been reading?
I'll tell you what I've been reading.
Uh-oh.
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag ad.
It's The Lord of Opium. It's the second one in the series. House of the Scorpion is the first one.
Is it good?
It's a really, really good book. The House of the Scorpion is a really good book. This one's not as good. The plot just isn't moving that much, and the characters, they're not interesting anymore. But like, the first book was really good. So I picked up reading, and I took this time to just like reflect on certain things, like sort of like how I act around people, and like what not having friends around you changes about yourself and everything. Mm-hmm. Another thing is like I organized my playlists, like music playlist. I took the time to like sit down and actually organize them out separately. Beforehand I wasn't. It was kind of all over the place, so that's a cool thing that I did. But I think one of the hardest things over quarantine for me was keeping my relationships intact, because friends mean a lot to me, and I realized how much they meant to me when we all couldn't see each other for a really long time.
It's kind of crazy. You go, especially being a teenager, you just go crazy instantly when you can't see your friends.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. Like, I was so like friend deprived. Like I sort of forgot like the reason why I was even like friends with people in the first place. You sort of forget that friend dynamic.
Right.
But like I have a couple of things here. So like first of all, Morgan and I, that was really heavily affected by quarantine and COVID in general. But at first I thought it was like a negative experience, and like I feel like, you know, we were limited in what we could do, but we FaceTimed almost every night, and we just talked about our days and like had fun like over FaceTime. Did a couple of like weird things every once in a while, like asking like random questions or something. Just like, you know, talking and keeping in touch. That's really important, is like keeping in touch with the people that you love and enjoy hanging out with. And Morgan and I think we grew a lot closer because of that. When originally I thought it was going to impact our relationship negatively, it really impacted it positively. That was surprising for me. And then like when we finally got to see each other, it was awesome. Like they lifted a lot of the restrictions. Like, was it May 1st that they?
I don't remember.
Awesome.
No, I really don't remember, because my parents had me locked down for a long time after that.
Yeah.
They finally kind of unlocked me once we went to the beach, and they started seeing like their friends, and I was like, well, what about my friends? And they're like, fine.
Fine. Yeah, like originally, like when it all started, like quarantine, like it seemed like I was gonna really hate it all, and like I'm sure in the moment, like I was not liking it in the moment, but like looking back on like all the stuff that I've done, with the amount of time that I had, just free time, it kind of puts in perspective like all that's happened, like how this has actually benefited us. Another thing is like I was able to work over quarantine. I know a lot of people haven't been, and there's been like crazy unemployment rates, like 40 million or something, like bigger than like that has been in a really long time. But I was able to keep my job, luckily. My mom let me go to work still, even though there was the danger of COVID out there, and there still is. I'm not like trying to make it sound like it's totally gone now, because that's just not true.
Yeah, it's probably gonna come back during the fall and stuff, especially when school comes back.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they work around that. But yeah, I was able to work during quarantine, like 2 to 3 days a week. In the beginning, it was just like 1 day a week, just because it was very crazy for a little bit there, and all that. But since I was able to work, I've been saving up a lot more money, and I'm going to eventually purchase a new laptop, because my laptop is absolute trash. But like the fact that I had the job still, and like I was working throughout it, I feel like that helped me get through it a lot easier, because I was able to still see people even though they were just like work friends.
Yeah, and like go out.
Yeah, it helped me like continue to like keep my positive energy going. It was very easy to like get bogged down in all of it, like just get enveloped in your thoughts and just feel like so much like opportunity was just taken away from me. But like there was also a lot of opportunity that was opened up. But yeah, now I have a lot of money saved from working at Taco Bell, because it was considered an essential business. I think all fast food chains were considered an essential business. Mm-hmm. That's why they stayed open throughout quarantine. But that helped me through it a lot. A weird thing about quarantine for both of us, and Joshua as well, was how school finished off, because
disgusting.
It was really
gross.
It was not good.
No.
I'm sure everyone who went to school, they had to resort to online towards the last, technically 4th 9 weeks. We were supposed to get a spring break, and that like quarantine and all that hit like the week before. Yeah. So we didn't really get a proper spring break, and a lot of trips were canceled for people who wanted to take vacations, like the beach trip.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last podcast episode about 3 months ago or something. We were gonna do an awesome beach trip. It was gonna be crazy and awesome and cool. And then
crazy and awesome and cool.
Yeah, so now one of the people that was gonna go is like out all summer. Where is he? Georgia? Jay's in Georgia.
Yeah, I think, Jay, he's on a business thing, like a internship almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were gonna do the beach trip and it was canceled because beaches were canceled in general. They're like, you can't, like, you just can't. There was a lot of restrictions put in place. And like, yeah, you look at it and you're like, that really sucks. Like, that hurts a lot. But like, they needed to do something, right? They needed to restrict things so we can actually get this whole pandemic thing concentrated and situated and flatten the curve enough so that we could go back to our normal lives faster. But yeah, a lot of things were canceled. I know my band trip was canceled, and a couple of other things that I had planned, like the AJR concert that I talked about on the last podcast.
I had a Young Gravy concert to go to too.
Both were canceled.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just the safest option. They can't keep those up because it's just too dangerous for everybody involved or anyone who goes.
Right.
But because we didn't have school, but we couldn't go out, it made me feel a little restless. That's why I picked up a ton of hobbies and stuff. Like, you need to like keep your mind active while you're doing that, and that's why you have to keep in touch with people. But like, school online was not great. It felt a little disorganized for sure. The assignments felt tedious and like pointless.
Yeah.
Because I didn't learn anything at all on that last like month and a half that we had online school.
If you're like me, you didn't do anything.
If you're like Thomas, you didn't do any.
But I did do my AP tests.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. AP tests were weird. I watched a video of a guy ranting about the AP test for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really funny because he was getting really mad at the guy. It was funny.
Yeah, I mean, the AP tests I took 3 AP tests. All of them were so heavily reduced, it felt like none of what you actually learned was really incorporated in the test.
Exactly.
I know, like, at least for my A-Push test, which is AP US History, that was a 2-year course for us, and it was reduced down to slavery from 1754 to 1850.
It was for you.
For me, that was my prompt.
Yeah, it was political reforms for me.
Yeah, 1754 to 1850, first of all, was really broad, and it didn't even include the Civil War, which is where the main change happened. Going on a slight tangent, the point is, like, most of the AP tests did not feel like they really incorporated the stuff that we've learned.
Yeah, it went from 4 hours to 45 minutes. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You can't reduce something and then still make it the same amount of
credit.
Yeah.
You can't. It just didn't work. And I'm surprised that the AP tests went as smoothly as they did, though, because for all that like was going on and like for all the changes that they made, I didn't have any problems with the test. I know a lot of people, or some people did, like they didn't submit them in time, so they had to do like retakes or whatever. Yeah. But for me, I just I followed what they told us to do, and it worked out pretty smoothly. But like, I mean, I just really want to like stress like how pointless it felt school was for that like period of time online. There was no motivation at all. There was no incentive, and there was no incentive or motivation because they could only bump up our grades. They couldn't really hurt our grades because it was online, and they were told that they can't lower grades. So the only thing that you could do was just like do the assignments and then like slightly bump up your grades, which made them like inflated a little bit. And like I already had A's, so there really no reason for me to do it. I just did it because I'm an AP student, so my brain's wired like I have to finish assignments, whatever. Very opposite for you. If there's no motivation, then you're not going to do it, basically. But like it makes sense though, because there's no reason to do it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I started with A's and B's, and I finished with A's and B's because I did not do anything.
I mean,
almost anything. I think I did like maybe like 4 assignments total.
Yeah.
And it was like 1 assignment per week per class. So like out of like 60 assignments, I did like 4. 1/15 of it.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
I mean, yeah, when there's no motivation, people you really expect students to like do all the assignments. Like, I was a rare case. I know a lot of people, like, if the assignment was too hard, they'd be like, I'm not wasting my energy on that.
Right.
And then they just didn't do it. I'm probably one of the only students who actually did their assignments, and it doesn't even matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like the grades didn't do anything really. So yeah, school was heavily impacted. A big thing that was impacted was prom was canceled. Recently they just did a second chance dance, which is like a prom, but I didn't end up going to it. Like bowling collectively decided like we shouldn't go to the second chance dance. We don't want to like.
Bowling's our friend group.
Yeah, that's our friend group.
Yeah.
We decided that why not just have like a friends prom, have close knit people all together, just hanging out with each other instead of having to pay money to go to a second chance dance, which isn't like prom. It's not. We're not gonna have that prom experience. And we're gonna do it next week sometime.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But yeah, originally when prom was canceled, I was really, really upset. It like hurt a lot because so much changed on homecoming night for me. Like the friend group was formed and I got much closer with Morgan on that night. So I was really looking forward to having that experience again at prom with people that I'm now even closer with. But it was canceled, and it makes sense that it was canceled. There was a lot of planning that went into it, and a lot of people were upset that it was canceled. But I heard a lot of people had fun at the second chance dance, so it's whatever. And we always have next year. I think what really I thought about a lot over quarantine was the fact that like I'm kind of. It's weird, right? Because our next year, our senior year may be affected, especially in the beginning. But like. The seniors this year, they're not going to get a senior prom, like a normal senior prom. And their graduation was a little abnormal, although they did end up... I heard it was actually really good.
It was good.
Yeah. It was really organized and everything, but a lot of things that they had for their senior year was impacted and cut short. I know like seniors didn't even have to like do online assignments at all.
Yeah.
They were technically graduated after quarantine hit. But yeah, a lot of opportunities were hit hard for the seniors. So it just kind of put things into perspective, like, you know. Yeah, it's interesting to like reflect on it and think about it. There was a lot of self-growth and a lot of relationship growth over that period of time through FaceTimes and different experiences, and a lot of people had to resort to some creative outlets, so they've created some amazing things. I know since AJR didn't have the tours going on, they actually have already like started and are almost done with their 4th album, which is awesome and super exciting and a little unexpected, but also just as much expected because they had so much free time. So I think overall quarantine just like gave a period where people could explore certain things and try out different things and, you know, just experience something new and something different, like break the whole routine for like a solid like month, 2 months. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people benefited from it, even though there was a lot of losses in the beginning. And I know like in the future I'll probably be thinking about like quarantine and go, man, I wish I could have done, I wish I had that time now. Because like at the moment you like didn't know what you were gonna do because it was so unexpected and just happened like that. But like, I don't know, I feel like I did a lot of great things over quarantine, such as like the wall and other things. Like it was, I mean, and like finally seeing people afterwards, like we hung out with bowling over at the high school. There at our high school, there's the parking lot that's like raised up on a hill, so you can look at the sunset from there. We hung out. Yeah, it's really pretty up there. We hung out there, and like getting to see everybody again, it was so awesome.
And the cops came.
Oh, that was the second time. The second time the cops came.
Yeah, I was only there the second time, but
yeah.
The cops came. It was really, because there's like 70 people there. You know what I mean? During times where you're supposed to be social distancing. We weren't really.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
we just, the cops were like, exit the premises. Like, all right, bye. Cool. But we took a lot of cool pictures.
Carrington took a lot of cool pictures. Yeah, super awesome photographer.
Speaking of photography, My boy Josh. Dude, there's so much to talk about.
Joshua?
Mm-hmm.
Look, he was in Tennessee for a while, right?
A long while.
We were wanting to film. He was like, guys, I really don't have a camera. I got like this kind of like shitty one. And I was like, all right, cool, that's fine. We can work with it or whatever. And he was like, man, I don't know. I gotta like redo the intro. And then he was like, yo, my mom just said I can use all of my money to buy this camera. And we were like, okay. That's awesome. No,
yeah.
but it is a really good choice for him because, you know, he's got an internship with a professional photographer, right? Yeah. And he's, you know, that's kind of his whole, that's what he wants to do, you know, and investing in a camera like this that shoots in 4K. Probably not right now. It's been full HD right now or whatever. Yeah, but it can shoot in 4K, which is kind of crazy, and it's got a nice mic and everything, and it's a great investment for like him, and also the podcast could benefit greatly from it.
Yeah,
especially because it's his own camera now, and we're not borrowing it from the schools.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I mean, Joshua, you can come in here and like talk about the camera a little bit if you want.
I'm good, to be honest. I mean, it's the same camera that we had before.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it opens up a lot of opportunities. Like we're not dependent on borrowing
like the school's camera.
Yeah, it's the exact same camera that we were using before, but this time it is Joshua's, so he has total freedom with it.
Yeah.
And like with that freedom, we're planning on doing a lot more stuff other than just podcasting, like creating like actual videos of dumb teenagers instead of videos of dumb teenagers sitting down and talking for an hour. So I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for us.
That's nice.
Whether or not this even goes anywhere, it doesn't really matter because we're just going to be having fun regardless.
Yeah. We're a bit out of practice with the whole podcasting thing.
Yeah, this feels a little bit weird.
Yeah. Also, I'm really tired because I normally wake up at like 12 and it's like 12:40.
So you would have just been waking up right now.
So yeah, I'd probably just still be waking up right now, but I had to wake up like an hour early.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah.
Because you know we have to record this at a reasonable time in order to get 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let me just look really quickly to think. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I covered pretty fast.
Wait. What was? Hold on. What was the one segment that we had? I forgot.
Song of the week.
Song of the week. Of course. Okay. Here we go.
I don't have song of the week. I don't have one.
Here, you look one up. I'm gonna talk to him about my song of the week.
Just look it up.
Which is it's gonna be oh jeez, hold on. hold on.
You gave me not enough time.
Hold on. Okay. We're gonna do Surfing USA.
Okay.
By Beach Boys.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay. So basically,
my song of the week. Mine too. Please go.
Okay. I don't have one. You go.
I'm talking about mine.
Go.
Surfing USA by the Beach Boys. It's very nice and it kind of gives me nostalgic vibes. It's very. I don't know. It's nice to listen to. If you haven't listened to it, you should go listen to it, and it'll make you feel good. It's nice.
I just chose my song of the week. I'll probably look back on this and think, wow, you're an idiot. So before a work shift where I really didn't want to go in, I pumped myself up with this song called "Chariot" by Gavin DeGraw. It's an older song. I'm sure you've heard of it before. Like even if you don't like know what it was just from the title, it's a really good song. It has like a nice rhythm to it. It's very it has like nice jamming out music. It's like good. It gets you in a good mindset. It just gets you in like a good mindset.
Like
you know when you're like getting in a good mindset and like it gets you in that.
Yeah.
Basically is what we're saying.
Yeah, 100%. Get back up.
Yeah, dude, come on now. Start 6 feet.
6 feet.
Yeah, it gets you in a really good mindset. What, Josh? What?
What, are you laughing or something?
Do you not want candid opportunity?
You're supposed to be quiet,
yeah.
Okay? This is our podcast. Your sound guy, Josh.
I'm done. Give up. I'm moving back to Tennessee for a week.
No.
I'm quitting the band.
Yeah, so basically that's the song that I chose for Song of the Week. Alright guys, so this is still Song of the Week.
So
Joshua has a new song. His little song sucks.
Joshua?
This is Joshua now.
Okay, I picked a new song. It's called "Give Me Love" by Joji. Go listen to it right now.
The end.
Seriously,
Go listen to it right now. The end.
it's so good.
Link is in the description. Right, Josh?
Yes.
Poggers.
I pretty much whipped through everything that I had on my list. I mean, there's just a couple of other things that I can hit on real fast. Animal Crossing is a game that I bought over this break. Helped me a lot. It's really peaceful. Kind of tired of it now. Regardless, it helped me through that, and especially in the beginning of quarantine. I explored painting a lot. I obviously painted on my walls, but I painted on sheets of paper, and now I'm a lot more experienced with acrylics. But I still have a lot to do, like a lot to experiment with.
Yeah.
I downloaded TikTok. I also downloaded Pinterest, way better than TikTok because Pinterest has some awesome references for drawing. And then I had a family Iron Chef competition for fun.
What the heck? How was that? You didn't tell us about that.
Family Iron Chef competition, highly recommend. Basically, the way we did it was each family member chose a meal and they made it. And it was Monday through Thursday. Each person made a meal for the week, and then the decision was made on Friday who won, who had the best dish overall. But that was not decided by the family members because too much bias. We gave parts of the dish, or like a mini dish, over to our next door neighbors that we know, and they judged it entirely themselves. Each family member of theirs voted for who had the best dish.
Connor won.
No, he did not win. My brother Connor, he's 12. He made a burger with fried okra and fresh, like, homemade mozzarella sticks. Really good. My dad made like this shrimp, scallop sauce with sun-dried tomatoes.
Shrimp.
My dad made this scallop sauce with some sun-dried tomatoes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was good. The sun-dried tomatoes were a little overpowering.
Damn, roasting him out here like that.
Well,
What
I'm
the
just
hell?
being honest. This is exactly what the next door neighbor said too.
I gotta go.